What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Always happy to see you guys here, and welcome to my review of Until Dawn. This is the latest game adaptation that Hollywood has attempted. It is based off of a video game, something I've never played. Hell, I just got back into gaming here recently in the past year or so, so I'm having to catch up on a lot. So what you have here basically is a group of friends who gets led to this out-of-the-way joint, this out-of-the-way house out in the middle of nowhere, to where they end up in this cycle to where they get repeatedly killed over and over, all while trying to figure out how to break this cycle while dealing with creatures and slashers and demons and wendigos and creatures of unknown. Just fair warning, this is a review solely on just me being a horror movie fan freak, basically. So this will have no merit on the game, although I have heard some things that were actually kind of better, especially after watching this movie. But it's just nothing I've experienced personally. But I'll still make a little bit of a comparison, but since I have not played the game, it's not going to be fully. So I'm not going to get as passionate, especially in the negatives, as most other people has already. It's going to be, yeah, my own thing. So, of course, this was another one of those that I was definitely looking forward to. I enjoy a good horror flick. That's my genre. All of you already know that. I've known this for a while. Anybody that actually knows me personally as well. And we all know that, speaking of game adaptations, Hollywood drops the ball. Now, I'm not saying that I accept every single one of these things. To this day, Max Payne still gets to me. Trust me, I used to play the Max Payne video game on PS2 back in the day, but when the film came out in 2008 starring Mark Wahlberg, it still hurts right here like a knife to the heart. Like, why did they do that? Why? Oh man, that one was a bad one. But that's the one game adaptation I can say, and it's been, what, 15, 16, 17 years, that I can say that really hurt the deepest, cut the deepest. So I still sympathize, even though I'm far behind in games and stuff, and I've just been mostly watching these game adaptations as just movies solely. I still feel your pain. I still feel it all around. And then I hear a lot of things that are like comparable to The Last of Us, which I also have not seen. I know I need to get caught up on a lot. But The Last of Us TV show, I've been hearing acclaim and fame, and it's just all popular all around, and most everybody loves it. So it just begs the question, why does Hollywood keep doing this? And just keeps going back to the drawing board and starting from scratch and saying, oh, here's a video game adaptation, let's just make it our own. The hell with the games. Because, yes, I do admit, even though I've never played this game, I feel like that's what Hollywood's set on for some reason. Why? I don't know. But they need to take a lesson from The Last of Us TV show and Fallout, which is something else I've never seen, but again, it's just one of those things that it's always going to be a puzzler for as long as Hollywood is around, unfortunately. Okay, now that my rant is completely over with, Until Dawn was one of those concepts that really interested me. It kind of reminded me of Happy Death Day, Groundhog Day meets Scream, meets Creature Feature, The Fly, meets Wendigo, meets whatever else. Which brings me to the positives of Until Dawn. I enjoy all the different elements of horror we get here. We get several different horror genres to where you have a slasher element over here, and then you have a creature feature element over here, and then you have like a demon witch element over there. You even get some body horror, which I thought was really great. Walking into this, I knew that that would be one element that I would most definitely enjoy, especially that slasher element. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a definite die-hard fan of slashers. That idea was interesting within itself. They go for broke here, especially with all the different genres and just everything you get here with the creature feature and the witch and the demon possession and all that. Nothing was untouched, basically, in this. And you have a cool concept to where you have these group of friends, group of people, who go to this out-of-the-way cabin or out-of-the-way house out in the middle of the nowhere in these woods, to where they have to survive the night, but they get killed over and over and over. And it's sort of like a Happy Death Day, a Groundhog Day meets Scream meets The Fly scenario, to where you have all these different elements, not to mention the concept of death over and over and over again. And it's like, I really did enjoy that. I really enjoyed that aspect of this, to where it definitely had some entertainment value because of that. Regardless on me playing the game or not, I think that was one element that I was always going to enjoy, whether I played the game or not. As a horror film fan, that's definitely something I got behind throughout this whole entire film. Just that concept alone of dying over and over and over again, and them trying to figure out how to beat this thing and whatever it is, and these creatures and everything that just keeps on coming at them, and then they just relive it. Especially with having the hourglass, which I'm told that's another element in the game that they kind of kept alive, but it's a big element of the game nonetheless. But that little hourglass that keeps on flipping over, it's like, well, here we go again. I can understand why that would get a little bit tiresome, but still, I enjoyed it. You even get Peter Stormare, who plays the old man, the gas station attendant, who leads them to their fate, who's sort of like the forefront as to why everything was happening, you know, in a narrative standpoint, which I won't give anything away on that, but he's pretty cool. I've seen him in several movies in the past that really impressed me. Like, I first saw him in Bad Boys 2, which was the first thing I've ever seen. He was Satan in Constantine, and he was in several others, but I thought he did a really good job here. He was the one character that, and I'll elaborate on this here in a minute, he was the one character that I could actually stand. And that's not just because I'm a fan of his. He was just the one character I could stand. Plain and simple. Now, let's get to the part of this review that excites me the most. The Carnage Candy. Yes, there was definitely some creative kills in this. The level of blood and gore that they used in this will definitely satisfy that bloodlust that you have as a gore fan. And it will definitely raise some eyebrows, that's for sure. There was some creative kills, especially one, which I will not get into, but it kind of marked the film for me, and I'll just leave it at that. I am so glad that they went all out. Now, there is a version of this that I could have seen that they could have went the much more consumer-friendly PG-13 route, but I'm glad they didn't. I'm so glad they didn't. I'm glad it was all up in your face. I'm glad that they held nothing back. That's one for the books for this film. That's check one for this film. I really did enjoy that. I was mesmerized on the artistic ways. Now, was it the greatest that I've seen? No, I mean, that still goes to Terrifier, but still. There was some creative kills in this that will definitely satisfy you, especially if you come here for the Carnage Candy, which is the main thing you always come to these movies for. I mean, am I right? There's definite satisfaction to be had there. There's no denying that. Now on to my negatives. I've kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I did not like a single character in this. Other than Peter Stormare, the main character and her friends, no, just no. They were a little annoying. No, scratch that. They were a lot annoying. You have the main character here that pretty much drags her friends along with her just for her own personal gain. You have the one guy that was trying to get with her and just goes on this trip just to do some bow chicka wow wow with her. And then you have this other character that's sort of a jerk. He's sort of like the one that you hate the most. There's no character development. There's no build-up. There's no good build-up. There's nothing in this that really makes you care for them. The one element in this that really annoyed the hell out of me, every time it showed one of, like, any of these characters, like, having dialogue, and that's another thing, which I'll touch on in a minute, I just wanted them to get back to the Carnage Candy. I liked to see them die. Does that say anything about me? Yeah, sure. But these characters are so annoying that I just wanted to see them die. And it was just more satisfying from a conceptual point of view of the type of concept that this film had, made it more satisfying knowing that they were going to die. Yeah, they were going to come back and we were going to have to endure a little bit more of them, but still, watching them die, yeah, satisfied, but the characters themselves, no. Because of that, I wanted to see them die, And that was more entertaining than seeing them and listening to them. Speaking of which, the dialogue in this was atrocious. It was cheesy. It was cliche as hell. Nobody talks the way they do. You just need a better set of dialogue, and this did not have that. Every word that was coming out of these characters' mouths, nails on a chalkboard. Nothing about it made sense. They definitely could have improved on that. The story itself was a little weak. It didn't really make the film that much better. It's actually something that I've heard where the game actually did it the best, even better. Which I know that's the same for most game adaptations, but still. The concept of the Groundhog Day meets Scream, mixed creature feature, and this and that was cool. But the story could have been improved upon a little bit as well. It was a little lackluster. There wasn't really that much there. And yeah, that's all I'll say on that. Now for my final negative. There was certain shots and certain scenes that were filmed that was lit terribly. Way too dark, especially with the outside scenes. I almost got a little bit of an Alien versus Predator Requiem vibe there. To where you couldn't tell what was going on for nothing. And I was like, could you light it up just a little bit? Can I see what's going on? Could you light it the freak up? It was just so dark. I couldn't see anything that was going on. A character was doing something in the background, and as opposed to somebody who's in the foreground, and all they had was their lit up phones. That might have been intended, but damn, light it up just a little bit more, could you? So that was a little bit of a letdown as well. But all in all, guys, this wasn't the most terrible thing that I've seen. Was it one of those that could have been better? Oh yeah. But it's one of those that I could probably have fun with. I'll watch it again one of these days soon, but it's just one of those that I wish was better. And even though I've never played the game before, I still had major flaws with it. I just wish it would have just been better. But there was still some fun moments to be had. It was good enough to just stream it. So, Until Dawn, what was your thoughts on this? Have you had a chance to see this yet? Are you a fan of this? Did you like anything what they did in this compared to the game? Are you one of those that actually played the game? What are your thoughts differentiating on how they did the film compared to the game? Do you like the game better? Do you like the movie better? Leave me your comment down below and give me your thoughts. Thank you so much, guys, as always, for watching and clicking here. I really do appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Make sure to click that bell icon so you don't miss a thing. Do that right now if you like what you see. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.